Let me take that to a Pakistani fan, journalist Farishteh Aslam. Farishteh and I are on a WhatsApp group, and I know lots of you are berating the Pakistani team. You've had 4 board presidents in the last 4 years. You've had 26 selectors in the last 3 years, 4 captains. What's wrong with Pakistani cricket at the moment, Farishteh?
What's right with it, Rajiv? I think Pakistan has to do a deep dive into finding that spot where they can admit to themselves that there is a lot that has to be corrected. The rot starts from the top. We know that. And if they can get that right, that is the first step.
So is it a talent pool deficit on the field? Because we don't even see that efflorescence of talent, especially in spin bowling and batting. Or is it an administrative problem?
It is completely administrative. And even in the past, Pakistan cricket succeeded despite the administrative flaws and not because of the genius organization that was served up. But today what has happened is that I think there's too much reliance on past cricketers and what they have to say, because not every cricketer, however good he was on the field, is an able administrator. And certainly Pakistan has suffered because of that. In rotation, everyone has been tried and nobody's come up trumps. No, Pakistan has to do a lot of deep searching. They need to figure out how cricket does not need to be handed over to bureaucrats. Bureaucrats, politicians know nothing about sport, and they need to take a leaf from global. I know India follows the politician route, but that's not quite the right thing to do on a sports field.
So from what you're saying, Farishteh, the talent exists, but the politics and the bureaucrats have taken over the sport in a manner that talent is not allowed to flourish. Is that what you're saying?
Look, as we said on that chat group, if you put this lot that's in charge right now, you put an 18-year-old Inzi in front of them, he can bat all day, they will not be able to recognize his genius. You put a 17-year-old Wasim Akram in front of them, and they'll say, "Ye kaun aa gaya? Isme to kuch bhi nahi hai." Because they just don't have it in them to recognize talent. You need sport needs to be managed by people who know sport, by people who understand players. And I think in Pakistan, there's none of that right now. And Pakistan is plus planning for the long term. I bet you now our next tournament, I think, is 6 months away. And nobody's planning for that right now. They'll start planning for it 1 month before. The grounds go into disrepair. Nobody's planning. I mean, this Champions Trophy was on the cards. Why were the grounds not ready till about 2 weeks ago? What Pakistan needs is a long-term view. I mean, every cricket team goes through it. I remember a time when Australia was so completely dependent on Alan Border. There was nobody else, but Alan Border batted them through. And they worked on their cricket. They worked on Shield cricket. They made things happen for themselves and gradually became the champions that they are. India, paucity of fast bowlers, set up MRF clinics, first in Chennai and then all across India. And look at the benefits of that. There is nothing like that happening in Pakistan.
And the sad news is, of course, the greatest Pakistani cricketer arguably is in jail. And this is a moment where even if you don't want Imran Khan as your prime minister, you certainly want Imran Khan to hopefully show the way to the Pakistan cricket team, at least to fight. I think the one thing that stood out for us Indian fans is the complete lack of fight in a way in this Pakistan team, the lack of intent and the fear of failure that Nikhil Naz spoke about earlier. But look, Farishteh, I hope we can rekindle those indo-pak cricket rivalries genuinely. I hope that the Pakistan cricket team reaches the stage where you will have a competitive match with India, because there's nothing better than that. But for now, I guess a lot of soul searching to be done across the border when it comes to cricket. Thanks very much, Farishteh, for joining us. I hope someone out there is listening to you and sharing your angst. Lots of angst when you lose in an indo-pak cricket match.